All right, guys. Really interesting plant today. It's a really small sort of pink plant, and you can see that it grows little babies on its leaves. So what I want to do is, there's a few different plants in there. I want to see what we've got in there, plant them out into a bigger pot so that if they do lose their babies onto the soil, then they'll just start growing on their own. And I might add one to this pot that we're slowly starting to build up now. We'll see, but this, I'll show you a bigger version of it, the classic one. So, and I'll tell you the name of that in a minute. So this is a mother of thousands, and it's got, look at all those pups lining its leaves, and they've got quite a lot of root already. It's difficult to see the root, but you can see how many pups they've got, and that grows really tall. But it looks like this one, there's a little miniature one which is so cool, and it looks like the leaves start out as pink, really bright pink, and they go out and they mellow into this green. It was a very interesting one. Very glad we bought it. So we bought it for £5, and it's called that. Pink butterflies. Wow, yeah, that's a nice name. Kalanchoe or Kalancho. Not sure. Anyway, we'll put you on the tripod and we'll separate this out and see what we've got really. So there's some stuff in there that I pulled out of someone's garden that needs to be planted. Some sort of house leeks. That's a really eaten ear of a sedum. Okay, so we'll keep the label. Let's see what we've got here. I can see there's stones in there that I'll just tip out. Right, the pot just comes out. So you can see it's very dry. It was probably just potted up quite recently. And that's what we've got going on. So we've got 1, 2, 3. It looks like we've got 4 plants there, and so I'll split them out and plant them with a bit more space in this bigger pot. And we'll just give them a bit more chance to grow, and we'll be able to see them a bit better as well. Thinking what tool I can use to sort of split them out. It would be good to have a knife here, but I keep it away from the children. Quite often you just need to get stuck in really, and if they're close to the edge, you can just gently pull them, which this one is. And look, we're dropping babies already. So 1, 2 babies there, and they're just falling into the soil, and that's the whole point of this bigger pot. They don't necessarily need to be potted up. Oh, look at these. Loads more babies just falling down. So we've got 1 there, and I'm just being very, very gentle with these because I don't really want these babies falling off. More babies falling down, look. There's about 8 there. They'll just pop up. There we go. Lots of root on them, and a beautiful form. Very, very nice. I'm very happy with this plant, more than I thought it'd be. And then 2 more. It's a very, very sort of plump, succulent feel to it. I'll put those 2 down. Put those 2 down there. Really nice plant. I'm glad I picked it up. I wasn't really sure about it because it was quite small, a bit different to what I'd seen. get it a bit deeper in there. Because they're so small, I don't want them sinking under the soil. So I won't press them down too much, and I'll keep lifting it out just to maintain. Okay. Get the next one in. They'll be a little bit wobbly just because I don't want them too buried. What is that in there? There might be a pest in there. I'm getting the tweezers out. See if I can grab hold of it. What is this? Don't know if you can see in there. Yeah, that's fallen out. It's got a spiral type shape, it's very solid. So that might be like a millipede or something that has died. So that's good. So just making sure that's going to be planted solidly enough, and then we'll need to leave it to root. If not, that one's not got a lot of root. That's the problem. It's quite top heavy. We don't want it sinking under the soil. So there we go, that's solid enough. And then we'll get the others in opposite. So this one's got a bit more root of a root ball. You can gently tap a bit of the soil away, that just makes it slightly easier to plant. The more you mess around with the roots, the more you'll slow its progress. It will grow slower. Load of babies under this bit, and then the soil's built up a little bit in the middle. You can see the twigs in this soil. We make it ourselves with our own chickens. It's incredibly fertile. And we'll just get the last one in, and then we're done. And I'll give you a close-up of them. God, this one definitely looks like the biggest one. It's got the most babies in its leaves. Look at that. Beautiful looking plant. Really, really nice. Wonder how tall it will grow. Maybe these are just babies themselves. Let us know if you know. Get a bit of depth on them, these roots, which is good. Oops. I'll have a look at any babies we've dropped along the way and put them back in this pot. There we go, that's sitting pretty, and there's a couple of little pups down there we can just drop in the middle. Hopefully they'll root and we'll end up with a ton of babies growing. So I'll just give you a close-up. So I imagine they will grow much, much higher. I think they'll just keep growing higher. we'll have to see how big they get. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see how they get on and what their babies do as well. There's a good 10-15 babies dropped off into the soil, so we'll get naturally get lots more just growing out. Not quite tall enough for that other pot yet, I don't think, so we'll just we'll keep being selective with what we put in. But, there we go. Lots more to do. Other jobs will include repotting these 3 and that 1. We just took 1 out each for there. I've started off this pot as well. Just want to have some colourful succulents just to grow on. So we might end up taking leaves and beheading them and all sorts. I'd like to split out this pickle plant as well, just so they can grow a bit with a bit more room. And here we've got mother of thousands babies, and that's our biggest one so far, I think. Actually, we've got other pots where we've got the babies. So here's the progress on the cactus pot, cactus babies. And then that's a big succulent pot that's really starting to fill in. The tall one there. And then this is possibly one of my favourite babies pot. That's a mother of thousands in there, like the plant we've just been looking at, although not pink. That's a zebra. Oh, is it a Horathoria? I think that one. And that's where's the mummy? Oh, I just watered the mummy. The mummy's down here. I took a pop off it at the bottom, sticking out. It's got more. That's the mother plant. That's really satisfying to look at. We recently took a couple of the cactus out of the mother's pot, but this one keeps falling over because its root system's not amazing, and the boy planted that. Had a little chunk taken out by a mouse just there, so I might repot that. Another baby's popped down there, mother of thousands, and we've started a lot more. I mean, so a lot more succulents to do work with and separate out and propagate. Oh, something really bizarre! Right, check this out. This is probably one of the strangest things I've ever seen. Look at this. I'll see if I can show you one-handed. So this leaf, I think, has been hacked into by the boy, and then I just found it. Oh, I found it planted somewhere. It was under there, and I thought, oh, that's odd. What's going on? So I pulled it out, and look what's happening in the middle. So as you pull it gently apart, one of the sides, so can you see in there, there's 2 roots going along to join to the other side. So the roots have been growing into that second part of the leaf. See them? And then it looks like there's some sort of pup growing in the middle, but I'm not sure. But it's definitely root. So if you've ever seen anything like that, let me know. Where you've just chopped a leaf in half, it's kind of it's rooted into the next half. See the holes still. I have to get it back in. And anyway, we'll have to see how that progresses. So there we go. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see the progress. And lots more to do.